Good evening and welcome to Apex Racing TV and the BSR Kia Cup Series from Interlagos. Apologies for the delay in getting it up. All kinds of problems with YouTube tonight. Happened with the V8 Supercar as well, so not quite sure what's happening. We're starting streaming and the videos just aren't coming up, so very frustrating. We have to bring up another session. I'm joined by Conrad Venter. Welcome, my friend. Been a long time since we've done a commentary together. And yeah, completely new to this series. We've been thrown in the deep end.
Yeah, last time we were together was the Grand Prix series about 2 seasons ago, and yeah, like you say, we're thrown in the deep end here. At least we know what's going on in the standings and the session at the moment, so we're not completely alien to the situation.
Yeah, talking of the standings, let's have a very quick look at the Drivers' Championship. Overall standings, Ben Hackerson leads the way from Diego Melro. Rob Plumley in third place for ProSim, 587 points. Then we've got Chepalewski, and then Kip Stevens rounds out the top 5 in the overall championship. And we had to take a look at the AM class. We've got Ayres for Youth Energy, 311, followed by Minton, then Walker, Greenfield, and Malcolm rounds out your top 5. In the Team Championship, Discovery leads the way on 1508, followed by ProSim GBR, and Bermuda in 4th. Youth Energy is in 5th place. So yeah, new series, of course, slightly different concept, merge from the Kia World Series and the Kia Cup Series that was on Club Series that was on Sunday. We have the Cup now. That made way for, of course, the BSR MX5 series, as well as the series that you're in, Comrade, with the multi-class with the Kia and the Jetta, which is a lot of fun too.
Yeah, well, that's certainly a whole heap of fun to drive, and I hope it's as much fun to watch as it is to take part in. And we've got that coming up tomorrow night. But as far as this Kia Cup is concerned, qualifying is just about done. We have a couple of guys just finishing up their qualifying laps. But Diego Melro looking pretty comfortable at the moment for pole position.
Yeah, good job from Melro out there. Yeah, so apologies. Like I say, we've obviously jumped in on the on this one as well. So Dave Christie, who normally does this one, had PC issues this morning. Went up in a poof of smoke, I believe. So that's why he's not here. And Adam will be along for race number 2 and 3. Hopefully, probably, yeah, maybe just race 3. Just depends how long his meeting takes beforehand. So, Conrad, I think everybody's done and dusted with qualifying now. Would you mind just taking us through the grid?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Diego Melro taking pole position with Stalin Chepalewski in 2nd place. Richard Gore putting in a massive lap to end up in 3rd place. Just behind him is Adam Hatfield, with Paul Smith and Matt Bunn making up the 3rd row. Benjamin Hackerson is in 7th, Adam Delmont in 8th place, with Ian Roskell in 9th, and Julian Janowski in 10th place. Tristan Bolleth brought the car home in 11th. Kip Stevens in 12th place. Robert Plumley and Max Wright make up the 7th row. Just behind them, Stephen Baxton, Adam McNally. Lorne Murray, Jason Greenfield in 17th and 18th. Alexander Loritzen in 19th place. Lyndon Swabby in 20th. Then we've got Cesaro Rizza in 21st. Nikolai Sylvestre in 22nd. Lee Baum in 23rd. Gavin Wakefield in 24th. And it's a whole raft of guys that didn't set qualifying times in 25th. It starts with Thomas Gibson, Benjamin Gregory, Majak Sakovic in 27th place. Jamie Ayres in 28th. Peter Van Gool 29th. Stephen Minton, Gareth Heckling in 30 and 31st. Torsten Helgesen in 32nd, Michael Barry in 33rd, and then the last row is David Crozier and AD King.
Yeah, decent turnout here. 35 cars for the Saturday evening race. We haven't taken a quick look at the track really. Just bringing it up, obviously Interlagos, pretty famous. 23 degrees ambient temperature, partly cloudy out there. Shouldn't be too demanding on the tyres, so we should have some good racing throughout this one. Just waiting for the final 4 cars to make their way to the grid. Rob Plumley, Max Wright, AD King and Michael Barry. Maybe some pit lane starts for them. Still don't seem to be coming out. 30 seconds left before the green light comes on. Conrad, what are you hoping from this one? 20 seconds.
Oh, it's a great car, it's a great track, one of my favorite tracks. Melrose been top in practice, top in qualifying. I'm gonna give the race to win to him as well.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot to beat him, I'm sure. Right, here we go then. Revs are starting to build here at Interlagos for round number 4 of the BSR Kia Cup Series. And we are away. Someone fails to get off the start of the grid. Oh, everyone's checking up. Somehow they don't quite all avoid it. At the back, we've got a couple of cars around. We'll see if we can't take a look at that later. See what happened. Let's make sure the leaders make it through. We saw, oh, big crash. 2 more gone.
Yeah, and that car that didn't manage to get off the line was Lyndon Swabby. He's gotten going now, but his car's a mess, and yeah, it doesn't take long for things to kick off in whatever car you're driving in whatever series around this track.
That if you don't get off the start, it's always a nightmare for about the 4th person back, because they come at you with such speed they haven't got enough time to react. But it's the that turn sort of 1, 2, 3. As soon as you get through turn 1, it really starts to close down and tighten up a bit. So I'm not surprised we saw a little bit of contact there as well.
Well, Paul Smith just making a little bit of contact with Matt Bunn and there's not Benjamin Haxton, Adam Hatfield. They're having
I think.
they are having some handbag issues coming through the final few corners of lap 1. Meantime, at the front, Melro and Chepelevsky on with Richard Gore has pulled a slight gap over the rest of the guys just behind them.
Yeah, a little separation already for those guys. I think that'll close back down again. Stellion's going to be right on Melrose tail. These guys obviously are used to racing each other from the BSR Pro Series, as well as Richard Gore. Looks like pretty close battle between Paul Smith and Hackerson. And Smith trying to go around the outside. Couldn't quite make that work. Does manage to hold off Julian Janowski behind him. Janowski pulls in front just of Adam Delmont. And Delmont now under a little bit of pressure from Tristan Bodis. It goes from attack to defence in the blink of an eye.
Oh yeah, got Delmont just looking around the outside of turn 4, trying to pull the overtake on Janowski. Janowski just holding on to it at the moment. But Adam Delmont, he might have another look into turn 5. No, he slots in behind, stays there, thinks better of it. It's probably, it's not long races, still 12.5 minutes to go, but in relative terms, still got loads of time.
Yeah, we obviously got a reverse grid today, so I get to spin my wheel, as I enjoy doing so often.
With the accompanying music, I did promise
yes.
our viewers music last night. Unfortunately, Sam couldn't help me out there, so I was very tempted to start singing.
No worries, I have the music. Can't go without that. Hackerson just bumped into Matt Bunn, slowed them all down somewhat. Smith's got a good run here, but Hackerson's pushing Bunn down the straight. Just doesn't want that opportunity to for Smith to get a run. Smith pulls out, so does Janowski.
Ooh, little tap there on Hackerson from Smith. Well, Smith is ultimately going to be the guy that loses out the most there. Got overtaken there by Janowski as well, and he's going to be under pressure, I'm sure, from Delmont in the not too distant future.
Oh, great battle in. Hackerson up the inside, trying to get as much room as possible, and Bunn pinches him down low. forces him to run out wide, and yeah, ultimately comes up short with the defence there, but didn't have to look impressive. But good job for Hackerson as well. He committed to that overtake, but Bum made him work for it.
Oh, this is the group to watch at the moment. It's just all going on. Oh, he just got behind them. Delmont just putting some pressure on Smith as well. Robert Plumley in there too. He's getting a move on him by Tristan Bottas.
We have had a change of the lead as well while all that was going on. Usually a good one to keep an eye on. Let me see if it was fairly recent. That was let's go back a bit further, because that looked like Richard Gore was having a battle as well. So I think here we are. We're going to see it shape up and the move happen here.
Ah, that was just into turn 4. Oh, yeah, it wasn't really an... Melro got out of shape a little bit with the backing of the car coming around. That sent Chapelevsky through, and Richard Gore had a little look up there as well. Couldn't quite make it stick.
Yeah, never easy. The long way around there. You just got to try and hold on in the best you can around the outside, because eventually you do get the inside, but just looked like he took a bit too much speed in and couldn't quite keep his car up the inside. But that has allowed Adam Hadfield to join the party, so Hadfield going to have a bit of fun now he's on the strips. And look at these guys in the background as well, changing positions left, right and centre. Oh, contact through there, they slide 3 wide on the exit. That's going to narrow down. Very, very tricky. Smith through, Bunn drops a place, Janowski a couple of places as well, trying to stop Delmont from getting around the outside. Does that, falls all the way back to 8th place though, but this little group just wants to knock each other about at the moment.
Yeah, this looks like you can really call a certain person in a certain position, because they're chopping and changing so much all the time. You're bound to get it wrong. Stephen Baxter has just moved up into 12th place there.
Oh, Bottas up the inside of Delmont as well. It's going to now become the outside, and leaves the door open for Rob Plumley. Plumley's like, well, thank you very much, I'll take that. Oh, and then Janowski again trying to get one of those positions back. Runs a little bit wide into Delmont. Delmont just, well, a little bit damage on the front end now, and he's under pressure from... not sure.
Just behind Delmont,
Sorry,
Plumley and Tristan Bottas is...
who are pressuring each other, aren't they? Other way around. Getting all excited, getting giddy.
Oh! Well, Delmont nearly getting some boot action from... yeah, I think it was next to Robert Plumley there. There's so many cars running around out there. It is really hard to keep track of who's doing what.
Oh, this front battle's starting to hot up as well. Melro closing back in after his mistake, and just 4/10 of a second back. Gore 3/10 further back from there, but we've got to switch back to this.
Ow.
Oh, someone's into the wall. Heavy.
Oh.
That was Janowski, I think. No, it wasn't. Just
Yeah,
behind
he
Janowski.
He got pushed a little bit wide coming out of turn 4 and rejoined the track. I don't know if he just pulled a little bit too far to the left, but he whacked Robert Plumley, and I'll be surprised if there's no damage to the steering on one of those cars. Plumley certainly looks like he's suffering.
They're down at the back of that pack now.
Oh, Janowski's at it again with Adam Delmont.
Just heard the tyre squeal and the smash of metal. Fortunately, everyone's still pointing in the same direction.
I can certainly sense a little bit of frustration there from Janowski, possibly. He was pushed a little bit, and a couple of contacts on that lap, and there's left everybody that was battling with at the time is quite a few meters behind him now.
A little battle further up ahead as we can see it. That's Matt Bunn and Paul Smith.
Oh, big crash in the start finish.
Oh, someone's flipping. That's Delmont.
And
Who else was
Bottas.
involved? Bottas involved as well. Like at least Delmont's going to finish this. Let's look at that back. We switched. We were watching this just for a second. We take our eyes off of it. Look what happens. Stay with it. They go down the main straight. Oh, just a lot of room out there.
And the person that started
Oh,
all
I
of
just
that.
nudged him from behind, was pushing him. Oh, yeah. Gonna push.
Yeah,
That sort of stuff's gonna
Lauritsen
happen. That's
started
gonna be
that
a
one.
Stonewall penalty, surely that will be. You know,
Yeah,
you can't shove somebody that close to the braking zone and think you're gonna get away with it. Caused a massive pile up and ruined our fun.
Oh well, you're gonna have to go look for it somewhere else. Now Stephen Baxter's right on the back of Lauritsen though, so even through all of that, he's not out of the dog box yet.
Well, I found it already, Conrad, as well. Sakovic down in 14th place. He's on the tail of Rob Plumley here. He's got McNally behind him. Little three-car trio, and Sakovic has a little look up the inside of Plumley into the final corner. Gets that move done. It's compromised both of their exits. McNally surely going to have a great run, thinking about making it 3 wide as Sakovic just sort of defends. He doesn't know which way to defend. Can't defend both sides. Also a little battle going on just ahead of us, we see, going into turn 1. Sakovic defending the inside. I think he's going to hold on to that. McNally does pick up the place from Plumley. Plumley's damage from earlier on still hurting somewhat, dropping back on the order. Lap times about half a second from where they were. Baxter, like you said earlier on, and Alexander having a good little battle.
Yeah, a couple of the guys battling now, giving each other as hard racing, but they're giving each other a fair amount of space to work with, and that's what we like to see. Oh, Baxter looking up the inside. Oh, what a brilliant move there by Baxter to get past Lauritsen.
Yeah, great move. Just sort of got the exit absolutely perfect there, so that he could dive up the inside.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about a front-wheel drive car. You just take your foot off the gas a little bit, it gives it a nice turn and enables him to make that cut back.
Right, what's going on at the front right now? Melrose still hot on the tails of his teammate Stelian Chepalevsky. Stelian looked good. Was obviously competes in the Thursday night with the MX-5s as well, so jumps around from car to car at the moment, but doing a great job in both. Tucked up behind them is Richard Gore. Gore looking very racy indeed. We want to try and split the two teammates.
Yeah, I think Diego Melrose just sitting, just biding his time at the moment. You can hear him towards the end of the start-finish straight as they come over the finish line. He's just lifting a little bit. He's not going for that overtake just yet. I think that as well is keeping Richard Gore in it. So he did fall back a little bit earlier on in the race, and he's right there now along with Adam Hatfield.
Well, he's only got 3 minutes to do it, so this lap, maybe one more. Might be 2, I'm not sure, depending on how the timing works. It's going to be close looking at the lap times.
And they're coming up on Adam Delmont as well, which I expect or suspect might have been into the pits to get his fast repair done. He's right back in front of the leaders, and he might have a role to play as they come into the last 2.5 minutes of the race.
Yeah, indeed. He's not a lap down yet, so when he gets overtaken here, he'll only be 1 lap down. So, depending on the point structure, which I have to say, the immediate jump, I'm not 100% sure if it's the same as the Pro Series, where if they're 2 laps down they don't get any points, but 1 lap they're okay.
Well, it's certainly worth keeping yourself out there. Just to give yourself a better chance of scoring as much points as possible. I think for all the BSR series and even the one we're running with in Club 73, the rules are the same. As long as you finish on the lead lap or 1 lap down, you score your points, and you're eligible for the reverse grid business as well.
Well, 1:53 as they cross the line, so they're going to get 1 more lap after this one, guaranteed. To see what can Melrose do here.
Oh,
Will he do anything? Will he go for his teammate or not? You're right, it seems like Gore's just sort of holding on 0.6 of a second back. Just not close enough to really make a move. As close as Melrose been, just 1/10 of a second for a moment there, separating the 2 drivers.
Oh, I fully expect Melrose to have a little go on the last lap. He was fastest in every single session before the race got going, and yeah, it was his own mistake that gave away the lead. And plus, sitting behind his teammate for all these laps would have enabled him to look after their tyres a little bit. I mean, these guys pushed these cars pretty hard in this 15 minutes, and the tyres do go off.
Janowski and Baxter are battling out there as well, but we'll stay with this battle for the lead. Have to feel at some point Diego Melrose is going to want to get the lead back. Made that mistake earlier on, so costly. Put it on the pole. Want to make sure he can finish it in the same place that he started this race. 18 seconds left as they cross the line. Oh, a little mistake from Chepalewski, went in just a tiny little bit deep. Melrose not capitalising on it. Tenths of a second back. Could be the opportunity. Back marker in the way further back, but guys have negotiated him okay. Still not even a hinkling of a look from Melrose. Where's he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Is he just playing the team game at this point?
A little bit further back, Janowski and Baxter's battling with, like I said, we're staying with these front three.
Well, actually, we'll very quickly swap it up. Oh, because Janowski is out and Baxter is out as well. Let's take a very quick look at the replay and then we'll see what happens at the front. Oh, they were side by side. Janowski around the outside. Baxter there. I think it's going to be my old famous. Yes, it is. And around he goes into the wall. Right, here we go. Cow. Final time.
You can see Richard Gore trying to wind it up, coming in the second to last corner into the final corner. I think he's going to be just a little bit too far back to do anything about the two in front of him. Yeah, it's going to be difficult for Melrose as well, isn't it?
4 tenths. Get close, but not going to be close enough. So Stelian Chepalewski going to take the opening race of the night here in the BSR Club Series. What a great drive. No mistakes whatsoever. And that's why he beat out his teammate there, Richard Gore, in third place. Adam Hadfield had a great race in third. And coming across next, we've got Ben Hackerson, followed by Matt Bunn. And then there's a few other people. Oh, some post-race shenanigans. Any other battles going on out there right now? What's this between Kip Stevens, Ian Roskell, and Jamie Ayres? We've also got...
no, Rob Plumley?
That's Plumley, yes. So, who's got that? I don't know. You'll have to check the official timing screen, Conrad. My timing screen's just thrown a wobbly.
We had Plumley going across the line first, Stevens just behind him, followed by Roskell and Jamie Ayres. But yeah, they were really close together, coming over the line there.
I'm going to see if we can get a very quick look at the replay of the start. Right, before we run down the final standings, let's just take a little look at the start. Who was it again who didn't get off the line?
You're putting me on the spot there. I think it was Lyndon Swabby, who just, yeah, didn't move at all. No, for the most part, everybody avoided him. But I'm trying to
see what this is, how that happened, and then we'll get the final official standings once my overlay screen catches back up. Yeah, you can just see everybody. Oh, wow. Oh god. And then as he crawls through, the drivers pull out in front of him, so he gets a bit of front end damage to boot. Right. Oh well, Conrad, take us through the final standings, please.
After all of that, we had Stelian Chepalewski making up one spot from the start of the race to beat his teammate Diego Melrose. In third place was Richard Gore with Adam Hatfield in fourth. Benjamin Hackerson in fifth place, Matthew Bunn in sixth. Seventh place was Paul Smith. Benjamin Gregory had a cracking drive to get up to eighth place. Alexander Lorenz, an eventful one, to get up to ninth. Lorne Murray in 10th. Then we had Maciek Sakovic in 11th, Adam McNally in 12th, Stephen Baxter in 13th with Max Wright in 14th place. Stephen Minton came home in 15th, just behind Peter Van Gool. and Cesaro Rizzo in 17th. A dash for the line between Robert Plumley in 18th, Skip Stevens, Ian Roscoe, and Jamie Ayres. That make up the top 20. Jason Greenfield was in 22nd place, Lee Bowman 23rd, David Crozier in 24th place, Tristan Bottas in 25th, Gareth Heckling in 26th place, Torstein Helgason in 27th. A couple of guys a lap down, Julian Janowski and Adam Delmont, getting familiar with each other on the last lap with in 28th and 29th place. 30th place was Gavin Wakefield, Nikolai Sylvester in 31st, Thomas Gibson in 32nd, Lyndon Swabby in 33rd place. He was 7 laps down, and then a couple of non-finishers was Michael Barry and Eddie King.
Thank you very much for that. Good opening race of the night. We've got 2 more races to go, and yeah, let's bring up the Wheel of Fortune. Like I say, Conrad, turn up your headphones, mate, and flip over to the YouTube video. We've got your theme tune for you.
Yes.
Right, who is going to be on pole? The roll is pretty tame. Oh! Oh, yes, it is! It's a full. We've got a full reverse. So close to ticking over.
Yes.
Who will that put on pole position then? So the first driver 1 lap down or less. Sorry, the last driver 1 lap down or less.
That, well, by my calculations, that's going to give us 30 cars that's eligible for the reverse grid, and that will put Gavin Wakefield on pole position with Adam Delmont next to him. Julian Janowski will love it. He'll be starting in 3rd place.
Awesome stuff. Well, stay tuned here at Apex Racing TV. We'll be back in about, well, between 5 and 10 minutes time, I'm afraid. Got our typical iRacing adverts to keep you company with. But yeah, we'll be back in just a second for race number 2 of the BSR Club Series from Interlagos.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
in the outside contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be into stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to the BSR Kia Cup Series here on Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson in the booth once again with Conrad Venter, but joining us this time is Adam Barth. Welcome, fella. You made it back. Did you have a good time?
Yeah. All good. And can't wait to get the action underway for race 2 of the day, Interlagos.
Well, you missed a thrilling first race. Lots of action throughout the field. Wherever we looked, we were missing action. I think that was basically the story. But in the end, it was Stelian Chepelevsky who won out from his teammate Diego Melro, who put it on the pole, but just made one mistake and then just couldn't get the position back. Richard Gore always close, but never really able to get it, and Adam Hadfield just behind those guys. So. We had a full reverse grid as well, just to keep you on in the loop with what everything was going on, and that gave us a total of 30 cars reversed onto the grid. So I'll let you call that grid in just a moment. Conrad Venter still here with me, just having a little play around with some settings at the moment. Conrad, your first experience of the BSR Kia Club Series. How did you? What did you think of that?
Oh, it's been really enjoyable. Luckily, I'm not too unfamiliar with quite a few drivers, having covered them a couple of seasons ago in the old World Series, and it's nice. One guy that stands out for me is Mr. Greenfield, who's when that World Series started out, he was very much at the back of the grid, but always asking questions and wanting to get better. And we now see him very much to the front in the AM class.
Yeah, how often do we see that here on Apex Racing TV as well? You know, drivers come in fresh to a series in a car, you know, they start off mid-pack or at the back, and, you know, you have to give them a few seasons and you see that progression, which, you know, just goes to the age-old adage, you know, the more you practice, you know, laps, that helps you pick up a bit of time, and practicing against faster people really does help push you on. Right. Adam, they are making their way to the grid. Please take us through it.
Hey, so Gavin Wakefield starts on pole position for the second race of the day here at Interlagos. Adam Delmont second. Third, Julian Janowski. Forstein Helgeson starting in fourth. Gareth Hickling in fifth. Tristan Bodis starting in sixth with Dave Crozier in seventh. Lee Barmer eighth. Jason Greenfield ninth. And Jamie Ayres rounding up the top 10. 11th is Ian Roskell. 12th, Kip Stevens. Rob Plumley 13th. 14th, Azario Rizzo. 5th, Peter Van Gool. 16th, Stephen Minton. 17th, Max Wright. 18th, Stephen Baxter. 19th, Adam McNally. And 20th, Maciek Sakovic. 21st, Lon Murray. 22nd, Alex Lauritsen. 23rd, Ben Gregory. 24th, Paul Smith. 25th, Matt Bunn. 26th, Ben Hackerson. Adam Hadfield, 27th. Richard Gore, 28th. 29th, Diogo Melro. And 30th, our Race 1 winner, Stelian Chepelevsky. Here we go for the start, Alex.
Yeah, let's hope we don't get a repeat of what happened at the start of the last one, and everyone managed to get away off the grid. We've got a couple of places not filled. Green. Here we go then. Race number 2 of the BSR Kia Cup Series is away here at Interlagos, and no false starts or failed starts this time. Let's keep an eye as they all head into turn 1. Please tell me it's nice and clean.
No, it's not, Alex. The leader's off.
Oh, the leader's around, and someone gets absolutely T-boned. Oh, there's carnage everywhere. Cars on the side, on their roof. Oh, somebody just darts out there in the middle of traffic as well. Just saw that right in the back. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Safety car, surely.
It's Interlagos again. We've seen it every time. Cars everywhere. No caution is thrown even. Boom! Right, we just lost about a third of the grid.
It always seems to happen, doesn't it? The quarter panel on the exit of Curva de Sol, and the drivers just can't go through that part of the course safely, as Stephen Baxter gets muscled out wide through the Ferradura. And
it's quite funny. I'm looking at my timing screen right now, and it says pit time, but I'm just mistaken it for air time. That's really what it should have been. We need that. We need that on the live timing. We need air time.
Tristan Bodis, and he now leads a gain of 5 positions. David Crozier's second. Third, Cesario Rizzo up 11 spots. Plumley fourth up 9. And then rounding out the top 5 is Skip Stevens. I think literally, we lost about the top 4 all crashed in that first corner.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Conrad, can you go through who we have lost in this one? There's a lot already around and in pits, and some limping around, I think.
Yeah, it looks like we've got Nikolai Sylvestre. He's out. He's back in the pits. Matthew Bunn, Max Wright, Ian Ross-Scully, Jamie Ayres. They are all in the pits. Adam Delmont lost 26 places. Adam Hatfield is down, still in the back as well. There's a whole raft of people. Peter Van Gool, Lee Balmer, Sakovic looks like he's struggling. Yeah, the list keeps growing.
Look at this gaggle as well.
Yeah.
Rizzo right in the thick of things. Baxter there as well. 2 by 2.
Oh, at the inside goes Lauritsen. But round the outside goes Kip Stevens in car 51. He's not going to give up. Kip Stevens, a veteran of the Kia Optima, of course. Oh, dear me. Don't do a Sutil and Truly on it, for goodness sake. Going into Ferradura. Kip Stevens going to go back up the inside, though. This is a battle over 4th, 5th, 6th, and pretty much every other position after that. Positions chopping and changing here, going through the slowest part of the circuit. Cesaro Rizzo up in the mixer as well. Number 72, that's Jason Greenfield. Lorne Murray now putting himself into the equation. Car 5 there. Up the inside into Bico de Pato. The automatic liveried car of Lorne Murray. No way through just for him. Just him not at this moment in time. And we can see that Jason Greenfield's got his teammates and Stephen Minton closing in as well as we go into the Juncal for lap 2.
Yeah, Minton having a little look. But I got a good exit, even though he was slightly sort of tucked in. You'd think he'd get a worse exit, but still good. His teammate moves over to the left, maybe helps him, and then for a minute leaves him high and dry. But I think that was, who was that who went onto the grass? So
that was Murray.
Yeah, it was Murray onto the grass, and then Hackerson's got a good run. He's pulling out of the slipstream, maybe with 3 wide into turn 1, and Hackerson up the inside of both, and so close. Who was that? Who was
Adam
that?
Hadfield.
Oh, Hadfield tried it, and yeah, there was no room there. Adam. Oh, get out of the way! Please, he just rejoined back onto the circuit and nearly took Richard Gore and Janowski with him as well. So drivers come flying through there.
Well, if you were watching the MX5 coverage on Thursday at Bathurst, we know about cars being in the wrong place at the wrong time, especially at Skyline. And yeah, Adam Hadfield involved in issues there. The battle continues over between Jason Greenfield, Ben Hackerson, Lorne Murray, Minton and Adam McNally going into Ferradura. We're on lap 3 of the race. So much has occurred already. We've still got 10 minutes to go. Oh, contact. Minton and Murray. His Kia Optimas can survive a bit of a beating compared to the MX-5s, which we've been watching the last few weeks. Hey, wow, Alex, it's refreshing to see these Kia Optimas back on the track. We don't often cover them during the winter months.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, although to be fair, there's enough series out there that we cover with the Kia in. I still don't feel like I've been away from them. But yeah, when it was every week, like it was for the best part of 3 years, I'd say a bit of breath of fresh air has been the MX-5. As we're looking at Hackerson here closing in on Jason Greenfield. Greenfield into the middle of the circuit, just trying to defend the inside. Hackerson says, well, if you're only going to the middle, I'm going to go right up to the white line, and that's the second move that he's pulled off in as many laps. Exactly the same. This one not straightforward though. As Greenfield tries to hold on, Murray almost collects him as well, but in the end they all settle themselves down. Continue.
That was very close there. That seems to be the trouble spot on the circuit today. Is up the inside of Lorne Murray goes car 74. That is Stephen Minton. Murray going out wide, which seems to be doing through every corner at the moment. And Minton, it might not just be Minton that goes through, it might be the car behind as well. Diogo Melro, Veselin Chepelevsky, the race 1 winner, already up 17 positions. Let's gain some more here, taking the most conventional line there, car 69, the Discovery car.
Yeah, just following his teammate around. And you have to be careful if you run out too far wide there, because you will get an off track, but yeah, wants to obviously get by Murray as quickly as possible so that he's not held up.
Oh, change to second place. Rob Plumley has just got past Dave Crozier into Juncal. Oh! And Crozier fights back and gets forced out wide. This is going to allow Kip Stevens and Stephen Baxter to get into the mix now down the front straight. This could be interesting. Looks like they're just going to follow him through. Follow him through though, Alex.
Yeah, no No more dramas there. Let's see what happens down and into turn 1. It looks like Baxter.
Oh, no.
Look, oh, just nudges him and should be able to save that. The beauty of the front wheel drive. Only loses, one place, but then crowds out. Who was that he was crowding out there? Was that?
That was Crozier.
Crozier.
Yeah, he drops down to 6th place. Lauritsen gains a position out of that. He's into 5th place now. Kip Stevens won't be too happy about the move that Stephen Baxter put on him there. But I should remind viewers that they do have protest forms which they can fill out, and the race organiser will look at it as Diogo Mauro gets past Stephen Minton, and I think Stelian Chepelevski will follow him through as well. So that's Minton dropping down a few positions now to 12th place. Hackerson also getting past Rizzo.
Conrad, aren't you glad it's on Sunday? They're not as feisty as this on Sunday. Might have just lost Conrad for a second as Minton has a little look at the inside. That moves back, so up to 12th place for him.
All bunching up, especially in this part of the circuit. The Bico to Pato, who's out arriving onto the scene. That's Adam McNally trying to get up the inside of Lorne Murray. Murray going to get forced out wide again, which he seems to be doing at every single corner on the track. He asserts his authority there, cuts across on the McNally. When we get to along, we'll be starting lap 6 of the race, and just over 6.5 minutes to go in the second race of the day.
Second place, here he comes. Sorry, Adam.
Yep.
Trying to go around the outside. Rob Plumley defending the inside ever so slightly. It's enough. Checks the pack up a little bit. There's an accident, possibly further back. Somebody's around.
Yep.
I think
Rizzo.
it's Rizzo.
What happens in this battle for second place? So Plumley having to cover the inside line. You can get the move done around the outside. Stephen Baxter. Stevens. Oh, that was late on the brakes there. Oh no, they're rubbing again. These two have already got a history of hitting each other during the race today. And now here comes Alex Lauritsen, I do believe, to try and get a position out of all this.
Yeah, battles no matter where we look. You can see just a bit further back as well. I think that's Melro and Hackerson side by side. Hackerson trying to go around the outside. Melro has got the race in line. It is possible to try and hang it around the outside. Chepelevski wants to get involved in this as well. Melro covers off, clearly gets that position. Driving from him, not easy to do. You have to risk your rear quarter panel a little bit to do that. Hackerson may be looking to dive back up the inside, but just a little bit too far back. It'll be harder and harder for Melro and Chepelevski to start working their way through this field. Slightly quicker as we move forward.
Biggest mover in this race is Diogo Melro, 22 positions gained in this race. Melro started in 29th place, only 1 place higher than Stelian Chepelevski. Is leading this train around as we're about to start lap 7. Just quickly seeing if there's any advancements in the battle for second. Here comes Baxter on Stevens. Up the inside he goes there, and that is car 888 through. And up into the final spot on the podium, 3rd place.
Yeah, 4 3/4 minutes to go. Lost a little bit of time on the exit there, so won't be quite as tucked up to Plumley as he will have wanted. It will get a better slipstream. Pulls out from there. Still no defence from Baxter. Oh, it's very late on the brakes. That was the defensive move and nearly took out Rob Plumley. Lorenz as well, also very, very late. Managed to make it stick, trying to go around the outside of Kip Stevens. Can't quite get it through. Look at the gaggle behind us again.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Melro, Crozier, Chepelevski, Hackerson, all in there.
Chepelevski going to try and go around the outside of Ferragura. The car's going to understeer wide. Typical trade to the Kia Optima there. He's still trying to get it back on the racing line. However, this will work in his favour now. He goes up the inside, and as Chepelevski now through into 7th. Ben Hackerson's got to follow him through as well. And now car 74. What's happening in front? It's Stevens. Is it? Oh, it's Stevens through. Oh, it's Baxter.
I think Stevens was involved. I think they're all involved.
Stevens the big winner there. Lauritsen through. Stephen Baxter down to 4th place, so he's back where he was at the start of the lap. And it's all kicking off again. Oh, no! That was car 7. That was Ben Hackerson. His move through the field is going to be somewhat stopped for now anyway. He's having to get back onto the track. He's now down to 11th position.
Trying to take the Kimi Raikkonen line there. It would appear he doesn't know what he's doing.
The gate obviously wasn't open. Lauritsen is now back past Kip Stevens, so Stevens down to third place again. And Hakkisen v Rizzo is another overtake that's just happened into the Senna. So that's Hakkisen gaining one position back at least. That's him now back up to 11th. But this pack that we were looking at a lap ago is sort of spread out a little bit now since it all kicked off in that final sector. Where's Lauritsen going? Well, he's back on now. Jason Greenfield, of fear, might have just been disqualified because he's just dropping down the timing screen like a stone.
Yeah. Conrad, if you're back, I wonder if you can check on that for us, see what's going on.
That's a classic commentator's curse, isn't it? Of praising him at the start of the race. He might have gotten disqualified, but I think the overriding factor was the fact that he ended up on his roof as they were coming through turn 3.
Yeah, that'll do that.
Yeah, just a bit of contact there with look, Adam McNally got broadsided and ended up upside down in the wall.
Not long to go then, as Lauritsen is now getting hounded by Kip Stevens going through Junção. And now the run to turn 1. Interlagos is a brilliant circuit for Kia Optima Racing. We've seen that in race 1 and we're seeing it again here in race 2. The reverse grid working nicely here. And now Kip Stevens is going to pick up the toe off the rear of Lauritsen. Lauritsen, if he knows what's good for him, will cover the inside line. Kip Stevens is now going to duck to the outside going into the Senna S. Looks like he's going to try and set him up through the Senna S, Alex, to try and get him done into Desigo de Largo, I think. Or not.
Yeah, that's it. Not quite a great exit, just made a little bit of contact and it shoved him a tiny bit wide. Did it for Stevens there. So, I have to close back down, use the slipstream again. But he's got one more lap after this to do it. Tristan Bottas at the front, 6.5 seconds at the lead now. So, absolutely flying out there. No issues whatsoever for him.
Diogo Melro is closing in on these guys. We could have a fantastic battle in the final lap of the race if he can get to them in time. He's just approaching Stephen Baxter now. Diogo Melro currently in 5th. A 2-time Club Series champion, of course, formerly on Sunday nights. The championship there, the last 2 seasons of it, in fact. Won the last one by quite a distance. Won it with a race meeting or so to go. Could get a few positions here on the final lap. Kip Stevens again is trying to get past Alex Lauritsen. It's all going to be about this final lap as we start it with about 20 seconds to go.
Good exit from Baxter there. Kip got a good one as well. 0.3 of a second behind, 0.2 has the run. Got the overspeed as well. That's 7 or 8 kilometers an hour at this point. Once again, Alex goes defensive. Kip's going to try and go around the outside, set this move up. Gets a better line this time. Right on his tail.
Over to Sol then. He's got the tighter line and should get the overlap on the exit. Lauritsen has to take to the runoff area there. And surely if Kip Stevens can just brake late enough, he should have this second spot in this race, but Lauritsen brakes late. Stevens is up the inside. Are they going to rub door handles? I think they might have just done a little bit. Lauritsen's trying to go around the outside still. Diogo Melro's also trying to get past Stephen Baxter. So we're 2x2 going towards Ferradura. Is Kip Stevens going to turn in? Oh, we nearly have a quarter panel there. Stevens back up the inside though. And I think he might just take it.
Yeah, great move. Little cut back there. Timed that to perfection. We saw a similar overtake in the last race. Absolutely fantastic move then. And equally as good now. Melro up the inside of Baxter this time. Baxter will have it for the tighter of the 2 hairpins, so maybe he can fight back here. Oh, Melro around the outside. He's held it. He's going to have the inside for the final 2 corners. Czepalewski's arriving on the scene too. Baxter's not done being hounded yet. Tristan Bottas, where is he? Here he comes, up the hill and around. What a faultless race from him. We saw him for all of about 15 seconds on screen the whole race. But awesome drive, totally dominant. 7 seconds clear by the end of this. Switch back to see who's going to get second. Czepalewski and Baxter, they're side by side there. Who knows who's going to win that one, but Kip is going to come across in second place.
It was Chepelevsky, Alex, by 8 thousandths of a second at the line. That was able to pick Baxter.
And Rizzo as well, very, very close.
It was Rizzo just at the line. Hackison dropping down the order. I think he got disqualified on the final lap, along with Dave Crozier as well. So some late gains for some of these guys if they just come around to finish the race. Thorstein Helgeson coming across the line there. He'll get 19th. I believe Paul Smith therefore will get 20th place. Comes across the line there. Club Series former Club Series commentator, of course. Yes, he does. Lee Barmer comes across the line, gets 21st place, and then Michael Barry will get 22nd, and Max Wright and Adam Delmont are the next to come across the line. They're just coming into the Junkel now. Wow, Alex. Yeah, the Kia Optima. I've forgotten how exciting it can be, especially at a track like Interlagos.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic race. Just want to go and see what happened at the start again. Just a quick little recap. As pretty messy. If we can pick out who it was that got collected early on.
Right, who started on the pole position? Gavin Wakefield. He didn't last long at all. He was gone by the end of lap 1. So, yeah, going into the first corner. Oh, dear me. Basically what happened was Adam Delmont got up the inside, the two made contact, that sent Delmont into the wall, back onto the track. That then got Julian Janovsky all involved, and then Gavin Wakefield, our pole sitter, just lost it on his own.
Yeah, a lot of separate little thing, and then as we come around the corner, yeah, cars just switching lanes. Caused havoc. Oh, and of course no one's slowing down.
Tristan Bodis, it was just like, wow, thanks guys. And then, yeah, going through Curva de Sol, car 47, who was that? That was Cesare Rizzo. He was able to get a good start. But then going through onto the back straight, who was it? The quarter panelled? Oh dear, yeah. Dear me. That was car 99, which was Ian Roskell. That got quarter panelled by, that was car 46, Jamie Ayres. And of course that gets propelled back into the track, and not many places the drivers can go. Car 11, I think that was Matt Bunn. Yeah, he, I think he got the biggest amount of contact in that, yeah, hence why he finished in last place.
Right, Conrad, would you be able to take us through the final standings once again, please, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. Tristan Bottas avoiding the turn 1 and 2 carnage to win the race. Behind them, Kip Stevens in second. Third place was Alexander Lauritsen. Fourth place, Diego Melro. Brilliant drive from him all the way from the back. Stilian Chepelevsky, equally good. And fifth place. Sixth place was Stephen Baxter. Seventh, Robert Plumley. Lorne Murray in eighth. Ninth place, we had Richard Gore. Again with the fastest lap of the race for him. Second one in a row. Stephen Minton in 10th. 11th place was Cesare Rizzo. 12th, Julian Janovsky. 13th, Benjamin Gregory. Adam McNally in 14th. Thomas Gibson in 15th. 16th place was Gareth Heckling. Peter Van Gool in 17th. Adam Hatfield in 18th. Thorstein Algarson in 19th place. And Paul Smith rounding out the top 20. Lee Balmer came home in 21st with Michael Barry a couple of seconds behind him in 22nd place. Max Wright in 23rd, Adam Delmont 24th, and Jamie Ayres in 25th place after his early race troubles. A couple of cars a lap down, which was David Crozier, Benjamin Hackison, Ian Roskell, and Nikolai Sylvestre. Jason Greenfield 2 laps down, A.D. King in 31st place, 7 laps down. Sakovic in 32nd place, 8 laps down. Gavin Wakefield in 33rd, and Matt Bunn running out the field in 34th place.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. Appreciate the help tonight. Believe you're going to leave us here while we do the final race of the night, but always a pleasure to have you back. Hopefully again we'll work again in the future.
Well done on your 24 hours as well. Your 24 hours of Daytona race. Or was it? Yeah, was it the? Yeah, it was the Daytona 24 hours.
Yeah, it was hard work. I think I'm still struggling. to recover from that excursion. Thank you.
Yeah, well, good luck tomorrow's race as well. A couple of races for you, of course. Bigging it up in the Jetta.
Absolutely, we'll show those Kias what a car's made of.
Right then, Adam, I guess
Yeah.
I'd better do the wheel.
Yeah. And of course, Conrad, the Apex Racing cheese and wine division. Correct, Alex?
The one.
Yep. So we'll find out who's on pole position then. We had a full last time. I'm not sure if the organisers could take another full reverse grid after the start that we had for race 2. But we'll find out.
Here we go then. Conrad's already on the YouTube cranking up his music. Second time tonight. Where's this going to end up? It's not in range this time. Could be 23rd. It is 23rd.
That's pole position for Max Wright. Michael Barry will be starting in second, Lee Barmer third, Paul Smith in fourth, and Thorstein Helgeson will be starting in fifth place for the final race of the day.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much for that, Adam. Well, stay tuned here on Apex Racing TV. We'll be back in about 7 or 8 minutes, I think it will be, for the final round of the evening here in the BSR Kia Cup Series, round 4 from Interlagos.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
back at Interlagos once again for the final race of the day here in the BSR Kia Cup Series. The Optimus getting ready then, and we've got a 23 car reverse grid. Adam Bath here once again with Alex Simpson, iRacing World Championship driver. Alex, crashes seem to be the main talking point of the day, and with, as I was just saying, 23 cars reversed again for the final race of the day. I think we can expect more of the same.
Yeah, we seem to see a lot here at this circuit. Just the nature of it. I know there was a couple of comments at the last race just saying, you know, it's the big reverse grids. It's not the big reverse grids because it can happen in the first race as well. We've seen it here in the past in the Pro Series, the World Series, and the Club Series back in the day. So just it's just the way that the track sort of narrows down and everyone funnels through and swaps positions, and yeah, it might not help with the big reverse grids and things like that because everybody's on top of each other, but yeah, for the most part it just seems to be always here, and then the Armco just pushes the traffic back in together as well. That's the thing, there's nowhere for the cars to bounce off, much like Watkins Glen. We've seen some absolute massive ones at Watkins Glen when the traffic or crashes just get funneled back onto the circuit. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting start here. I think a few people will be a bit more cautious based on what the last one.
What is it about Interlagos that makes it such? What provides it, I should say, great racing for these Kia Optimas?
Yeah, it works quite nicely. The sort of the mixture of sort of medium speed corners that actually open up, so it works quite well for the Kia because obviously the natural front wheel understeer there is going to want to push out anyway. But then you know, it does rotate quite nicely on the brakes, and backing comes around on those hairpins. It works quite well, but specifically you can go too wide through there as well. That's the thing, there's nice camber on all of these corners, so we can see a lot of battles that are side by side for 3-4 corners quite comfortably. And yeah, I think that, it just seems to work really well with the Kia for that. Much like when we go to the oval courses, like the Peggy works really well as well. Just the nature of the car can seem to run in multiple grooves, you know.
On to run you through the grid then for the final time tonight. Max Wright starting on pole position, Michael Barry second, Lee Balmer third, Paul Smith fourth, Thorstein Helgersen starting in fifth, sixth Adam Hadfield, seventh Peter Van Gool, eighth Gareth Hickling, ninth Thomas Gibson, and 10th Adam McNally. 11th is Ben Gregory, 12th Julian Janowski, 13th Cesario Rizzo, 14th Stephen Minton, 15th Richard Gore, 16th Lorne Murray, 17th Rob Plumley, 18th Stephen Baxter, 19th Stelian Chepelevsky, and 20th is Diogo Melro. We'll see how far those two can make it up through the field. They made it pretty far up in race 2. They managed to crack the top 5 by the end. Here we go then, the revs begin to rise. And for the final time tonight, green. The green light's on and we're away. Max Wright gets a good start away from the line. I don't think he's going to be troubled by the man in second place, because here comes Paul Smith. A fantastic start from the second row of the grid. Is he going to take the lead into the first corner? No, he doesn't. He doesn't need to worry because off is Max Wright already. Oh, well, dear.
That's one way to take the...
Oh, no. Oh, dear, Alex.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, my word. Where are they all going? Because we head through Curva de Sal.
Oh, no, someone's backing out into the track as well. Oh.
Here we go down the back straight then. Out of the Curva del Sol. Is it going to happen again here? We've lost Lorne Murray, we've lost Michael Barry, many others. Going into Tesiga del Lago then. Oh, Matt Bunn having to get onto the grass. Richard Gore, where's he going? He's all over the place on the exit there. And now he's under the attack of Julian Janowski going towards Ferragura here. Round the outside, he turns in, the car's all over the place. Late afternoon conditions here. Here comes Stelian Chepelevsky, Alex. Well, wow, he's up to third place. He was in 20th at the start.
That's just crazy. Flowing through the first few corners. So, must have been like the parting of the seas out there for him. So crazy start. But yeah, he'll take that. Someone, I'm not sure who it was, decided to jump into the pits that was actually on the grid and drive through the pit lane. And that probably weren't a bad shout, actually.
There's definitely someone starting at the back. I saw them edge towards the pit lane away from the line. But yeah, I don't know who that was. As Chepelevsky rubs the back of Richard Gore's Kia Optima there, going through the final corner. First lap already underway. Paul Smith, it couldn't have worked any better for him, really. The same as Tristan Bodice in race 2. 3.5 seconds he has over Richard Gore. Then it's Cheppy, then it's Julian Janowski, Tristan Bodice, Lauritsen, Melro, and side by side there between Matt Bunn and Adam McNally. Come across the line to complete the first lap.
This little group, Matt Bunn in and around it, Milrow, McNally, Hackerson, Plumley. Great little battle through turn 1. That's where it tightens down. Somebody's sliding away. You can hear the tyres squealing.
Might have been AD King. But they've got back going again. Keeps Stalin Chapelevsky side by side there with Julian Janowski. Janowski going to try and go around the outside, but Cheppy holds his own, stays in 3rd place. He was trying to take 2nd away from Richard Gore in the Senna S. Obviously hasn't been able to do that. Oh, I hear tyres squealing. That was Paul Smith in front of them. Don't know whether that was a minor scare for Paul there, was it? Oh yeah, the car did get away from him just a little bit, but he's still got a 3.7 second lead, and as long as Richard Gore, Janowski and Stalin Chapelevsky continue to battle, they should be able to take things relatively easy at the front. We've still got 12 minutes to go here.
Yeah, AD King is around, spun. Let's have a look, see exactly.
Oh, and Stevens and Van Gool. Were they off as well? Oh, yeah, it was all 3 of them, Alex. Yeah, going into Ferradura, it is Kip Stevens that does your favourite quarter panel on AD King. How does this involve Van Gool, though? Oh, Stevens. That's what happens. What do we call that on the replay?
Yeah, just coming up now. Oh, yeah. Unfortunate. The worst. No, absolutely the worst. So, just must be a real harsh. Obviously, never been on the receiving end of it. Just must be a real terrible feeling when you know that happens, and it's not really anyone's fault. You know, it's just the way the car reacts.
After nearly 3 years of broadcasting this, Alex, I wouldn't be surprised if you developed a phobia for racing in the Kia Optima.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. We got right into iRacing and say, look, can you do something to sort that out, because it's a bit over the top.
Well, we've got a nice train forming here now as Diogo Melro goes up the inside of car 7. In fact, no, that's Rizzo, sorry.
Or Chapelevsky, sorry, hadn't cut you off for 2nd place. Or on the inside, Cheppy trying to go around the outside. These guys obviously going to be teammates in next year's Pro Series. And Gore, very considerate, but he's allowed Janowski up and past as well. Dive in for Richard. Doesn't want to give this position up. Needs to hold around the outside now. Just a little bit of the car alongside, and he can't quite manage to do it. Otherwise, he'd have been able to dive up the inside here. But Janowski picks up that place.
Speaking of cars diving up the inside, that was Melro getting past Bodis going into Bico Di Passo, and so was also Lauritsen as well. So Bodis, who won race 2 earlier, getting demoted to 7th place. Oh, getting hit by Matt Bunn as well going into Juncal.
What sort of pace Chapelevsky's got right now. He's got 10 minutes left to try and close down, 4.8 seconds on Paul Smith. It's a pretty tall order. Smith's no slouch in this car.
This will probably be similar for Paul Smith to when I was leading a race at Charlotte Road in the Kia Club Series the first season. I had Ben Hackerson closing me down there as Cheppy locks up going into the first corner.
Who was that who darted in? Matt Bunn. Just having a little look. Oh, this should be an interesting battle. These guys were going at it on the chat just a moment ago as well. Ben Hackerson, Matt Bunn, 0.2 of a second back. Let's see what goes on here.
Bunn's looking to the inside.
A little look side, but Bunn up the inside of his teammate. Someone's off in the background as well. Car buried into the tyre wall.
Baxter, I think it might be. Yeah, he's just retired back to the pit, Stephen Baxter.
Bodis holding the inside. Bunn there. Hackerson's poking his nose in there. Every right to do so. Couldn't quite hold it.
Tyres squealing their way through the Ferradura. I always think a car's off, but they're just pushing it to the limit through that corner. Uphill right-hander, and Matt Bunn in the middle of 2 Brit modeler cars here now. Bodis and Hackerson. Bunn up the inside, he's not wasting any time here. Bodis will have the inside line though, Alex, for this left-hander and for Juncal as well.
Yes, it should be able to come back out on top here. Hackerson having a look around the outside of his teammate as well. In fairness, he's going to pull that off. No, he's not. Both drivers get an absolutely terrible run. Hackerson now is going to move to the inside with his teammate. Matt Bunn almost being bullied around here, trying to get the better of these 2 guys.
Down the straight we go then, 3 wide. And it's 3 wide just in front of them as well, because Diogo Mel is the man on the move.
Oh, they're hit.
And off goes Janowski.
Oh, Look, I tell you what, that is great driving right there between all three of them. They all survived that going into turn 1 3 wide. Not very often do you see that. Hackerson comes out in front of Bunn as well, so it's literally a reverse of the order as they come out of there. So Hackerson, Bunn and Bodice, so great battling. Unfortunately there was a little bit of contact ahead.
Bunn still trying to get past Ben Hackerson, so yeah, as Alex was saying, this time it's Hackerson that Matt Bunn has to get by. Bodice dropping down the order. Going to try around the outside. You've really got to be more than halfway alongside to get that move done. Might try and get up the inside on the exit of this right-hander. Hard on the brakes. Oh, wow! Wow, Tristan Bodice. That was slightly unconventional. But yeah, here comes Matt Bunn around the outside of Hackerson now. This will become the inside for Pico de Pato, of course. This should give him the place. In theory.
That's going to cause some rows going on. Maybe some heat. Exchanges.
Around the outside goes McNally on Tristan Bodice, who threw it up the inside there, going into that slow part of the lap.
Yeah, Bodice had another little look up the inside. McNally able to cover that one off. Two other battles going off as well. Janowski and Ayres behind. They're side by side too. Keep an eye on both battles if we can. As Hackerson back up the inside of Matt Bunn, dives. Oh, he's whipping around. Oh dear.
Oh, Bunn gives him the space, and oh, there's a car merging from the pits as well as we go through the centre S. Just able to hold on. Jamie Ayres losing out a few positions actually on my timing screen anyway, so I don't know what happened to him through turn 1. Here comes Hackerson again, though, on Bunn. What a good run from Curva de Sol. He's looking to the inside. So is Madam McNally as well, to be fair. Here he goes. And here comes Plumley as well on Bodice.
And Hackerson through as well. And Bodice and Plumley side by side. Oh, Matt Bunn fighting back as well. We're looking at Bodice trying to do exactly the same thing.
No quarter given there between Bunn and Hackerson. Very close to quarter panelling each other there as Plumley and Bodice continue their battle.
Oh, the chat after the race will be epic if there's a coming together in the final laps here.
Of course, Plumley does his stream, of course, which you always be able to find after the race.
Yeah, I believe they've even embedded it now, haven't they, on the BSR Hub website, so you can just pop over there and look at the live section. There's all the streamers that are featured. I know Rob is one of those, so go away to quick way to check it out. But yeah, he streams on Twitch, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Janowski and Minton side by side.
Janowski trying to get some positions back here as we head down the front straight. A lot of damage to the front of his Kia Optima, to be fair. Up the inside he's going to go, late on the brakes. And that is Janowski round the outside. Car 74, Stephen Minton's just holding on. His car a lot more clean than Janowski's is.
Deppy's not able to close
no, it's not.
Paul Smith in at all. They're still 4.5 seconds apart. So yeah, good driving from Paul Smith. It's a little bit slower, only a tenth here and there, but enough. Oh, who was that further back? That's Ian Roscal and Jamie Ayres side by side.
Jamie Ayres trying to get past Nikolai. Oh, Nikolai Silvest here. Up the inside goes Nikolai there into the Ferragura. Jamie Ayres, he's going to get a good run though. He's right back on the rear of this plain white Kia Optima car 222. And now Ian Roscall's going to try and go around the outside. He was involved in that huge incident at the start of race 2.
He's got that move done as well. Great from Roscall, saw the opportunity, needs to hold on to it here. Needs to round this corner. We'll have the inside for the next 2. Should give him the position. Indeed it does.
Good job there. That is Roscall up to 15th place, a gain of 13 positions from where he started.
Once again, separating Bunn and Hackerson. They work their way onto the main straight. Surely Bunn's going to go for a move. Hackerson hasn't gone defensive as of yet. Bunn tucks out or comes out from under the slipstream, late on the brakes, sort of back in the car into turn 1. Good overtake manoeuvre there, but I have to feel Hackerson kind of left the door open for him there.
Probably one of the most straightforward overtakes we could see today. However, Hackeson's not going to give up, you know that. Going for Curva de Sol. He's going to move to the inside line here. Is he going to be late on the brakes? He looks like he might have an opportunity here. Here he goes. Matt Bunn gives him the space. Is he going to try and hold it around the outside, the CQR driver? He looks like he might do. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. No, Ben Hackesen cuts across. He's clear. And Hackesen maintains his 6th position, but Matt Bunn is going to be pushing for the next 2 minutes and 40 seconds to get that back.
They're just playing for us now, I think, aren't they? They got in the air, getting the air time, and back up the inside goes Bunn.
And back up the inside goes Hackesen. Similar to the two Radicals drivers that were battling at Watkins Glen the other week in the IMSA broadcast. Oh. When we get to the line, Paul Smith will be starting his penultimate lap, I do believe. We've got enough time, I think, for 2 more laps around this circuit.
Melrose very, very close to Gore at the moment as well. Gore holding on to Chepalewski. Been able to get away has Cheppy. Just very similar to the first race, but yeah, Melrose definitely looking like he's got the bit between his teeth. Oh, just blink there for Richard, and Richard actually does the sensible thing, which was just flat, just stab his brakes a little bit there, because he blinked out. He didn't know where anybody was. He was like, "Oh God, what's going on here?" And yeah, instead of causing a massive wreck, decides just to save the day there.
That's Melrose up into 3rd place. Cheppy and Melrose now 2nd and 3rd.
Oh, look at this, all around 15th, 16th, 17th. Lots of little battles going on. I'll say little battles is one humongous battle.
Who's this leading this train? It's Ben Gregory leading Nikolai Sylvester, Ian Roskell, Jamie Ayres. Well, her contacts up in front, but obviously there was nothing going on there. 2 laps to go then. Jamie Ayres trying to hold off Thomas Gibson, who was on pole position for one of the earlier races. Through the long right-hander. There's a little bit of a look going into... It's a gasser really, Ian Roskell.
The inside of Matt Bunn. Gives him a little tap and a little nudge. But Bunn holds on.
So just when it looked like that Matt Bunn was trying to get past Hackesen, Hackesen's gained quite a bit on this lap, and yeah, the CQR drivers now having to worry about Tristan Bodice behind as we're coming around to start the final lap of the race.
Yeah, bad run, bad exit out the final corner there as well for Bunn, puts him under pressure. Bodice surely going to use the slipstream to full advantage here. Duck out from there. Matt Bunn goes slightly defensive and then makes it a bit more aggressive, so covers off the inside. Bodice having to dart to the outside. Both drivers in.
Oh, the inside!
A little tap.
Bunn's going to keep his foot going. He's going to keep his foot down. Here comes car 4, which is Adam McNally. He might get both of them here.
Yes, great run for McNally. Thanks, boys.
He dare move across. I don't think he will.
That's what you want to see. Oh, little nudge. I tell you what, Bunn can't have many incident points left.
Almost like, oh, for goodness sake, it looks like I've gained 1 position and then you go shove me back another one. As here comes Rob Plumley. He's joining this battle late on. He wants to get past Tristan Bodice.
Thought for a moment Melrose was getting a bit close to his teammate as well, but as it is, they just sort of settle in. Where is Paul Smith? He can't be too far away from taking victory in the final race here at Interlagos. Continuing out. One more time.
Good Kia driver Paul Smith, CQR Academy driver last season in the BSR TC. Came close to winning the Pro-Am Championship. He'd almost won it in 2015 as well, but today he's been in control since the crash at the start, and he's going to take the checkered flag. Paul Smith wins race 3 of the day here in the BSR Kia Cup Series. Second is just going to be Stelian Chepalewski, Diogo Mauro 3rd, 4th Richard Gore. Then it's going to be Lauritsen just ahead of a lapped car. Then it's Ben Hackesen, then Matt Bunn, is it? No, Matt Bunn's lost a ton of positions on that final lap, Alex. Yeah. He's lost positions to Plumley and to Bodice.
Look at this little battle going on. Gibson, Roskell and Nikolai. That's very, very close as they cross the line. I couldn't tell you who got that.
Let's have a look. It was
Sakovic as well, maybe can get a run on Peter Van Gool on the final lap. Van Gool, bit of a shoddy exit. Gonna make him go around the outside, otherwise he'll get it easy.
Plenty of photo finishes at
He's
Interlagos.
allowed the inside as well. He's got the run, he's got the speed, surely. Sakovic is going to get this one. It's going to be close.
And it is Sakovic just by 200ths of a second. That is 22nd place for the first club for season for season 1 of the club series, the champion there. Who's next to come across the line? We've lost some cars on the final lap. Who hasn't crossed the line yet? Max Wright's on his way, the pole sitter, who lasted barely about 200 metres, I think. And he's going to come across the line and I believe take what is about 29th, 30th position. He comes across the line and gets 30th place. And to be fair, Alex, despite all the stuff we saw on the first lap, we only lost. Only one car wasn't classified, and that was AD King that finished in a 31st position, 33rd position, I should say.
Yeah, so yeah, just light taps, obviously. Smith brings his car back into the pit lane. He'll be happy with that.
A reverse donuts from Paul, actually. We always see him doing that in other series, unless he's going to do it in the pit lane, which I doubt he will. But yeah, a race victory for Paul. We'll wait to see if we get any drivers for an interview, but we're running through the finishing order then. Paul Smith takes the win. Second for Stanislav Chepelevsky. I believe he's been on the podium all 3 times tonight. Diogo Melro finishing in 3rd. Richard Gore 4th. Alex Lauritsen 5th. 6th Ben Hackerson. 7th Adam McNally. Tristan Bottis 8th. Rob Plumley 9th. And Matt Bunn finishing in 10th. He lost those positions, incidentally, just coming out of John Cow. I don't know if it was a slowdown or something for him, but yeah, he finished in 10th place in the end. Stephen Minton finishing in 11th. 12th for Dave Crozier. Julian Janovsky finishing in 13th place, Ben Gregory 14th, Nikolai Silvestre finishing in 15th, Ian Roskell 16th, Thomas Gibson finishing in 17th place, 18th for Jamie Ayres, 19th Jason Greenfield, and 20th for Gareth Hickling. Forstein Helgeson in 21st. We saw that battle between Sakovic and Van Gool for 22nd place. It was Sakovic that came out on top there, ahead of Van Gool. Adam Hadfield finishing in 24th, Lee Barmer 25th, 26th Michael Barry. All 3 of those guys started inside the top 10. Lord Murray finishing in 27th, Adam Delmont's 28th, Kip Stevens 29th, and 30th Max Wright, our pole sitter. 1 lap down, Stephen Baxter, along with Cesare Rizzo, and as we were saying, AD King, I should say, finishing in 33rd position. 8 laps down. Well, we did say that we'll see if we can get a word with Paul Smith, and your wishes are command, because we have got the winner of the final race of the day joining us for a quick word now, Paul Smith.
Hello, guys.
Well, it seems to be, race 3. Yeah, talk us about it from your perspective. It just looked like the waves parted going into turn 1.
That was a boring race for me, I tell you. No, I got an unbelievable start.
Brilliant.
I don't know where that start came from, so I got up at the second. I was really gutted for Max, because I was hoping we were going to have a good battle, because I like to have a nice clean battle with people. But yeah, Max, I think just the cold tyres just got to him into the wall. And that was it, I was away. I saw that there was an accident behind as well, so I thought, right, I've got a little bit of a gap here. It was about 4 seconds when everybody had got through it. And then I saw that Julian, Steph and Richard were all battling away between themselves, so I thought, right, just head down, get as much of a gap as possible, got it up to about 7 seconds and just managed the car for the rest of the race.
Let's talk about your season so far. It seems to be going relatively well.
Yeah, Brands Hatch was pretty good, actually. I missed the second round. Yeah, I missed the second round at Suzuka because I was at the Autosport show where I got to meet the lovely Alex Simpson. And then last week at Watkins, I didn't really get on with Watkins for some reason. I usually enjoy that track, but yeah, I just had a little bit of an issue there with that one last week. But it's going good. I'm just doing this for fun. You know, I'm a privateer. I'm running it for fun. And to be honest, I've been in with the Team Mad guys every week that I've been here, and they're a really good sound bunch of guys.
Can we expect to see you back on the grid for the one-off race in the BSR TC when it gets underway in March?
We'll see what comes together for the BSR TC. You know, things are still up in the air about that, but we'll see about that. It's if I can get the funding for a drive. But hopefully, everything will work out and I can try once again. Hopefully, if I get registered as an amateur, hopefully go for that amateur championship finally.
Phillip Island as well. That's next week. Opinions of that track?
It's a fun track. It's difficult in this car because it's got so many sweeping corners that you've got to be really careful that you don't let the car just wash out to the outside there. And with the couple of hairpins as well, you've really got to be careful with your throttle application coming out of those hairpins. And the key point really is braking into turn 2. It's such a difficult place to get your braking point right for that corner. So it's going to be a tricky track, but it always produces great racing around there.
Alex, anything for Paul?
No, nothing more really. Just to sort of say, congratulations on the win today. This one probably doesn't have so much the pedigree as the Pro Series, so I guess you won't be reminding us of this win so much.
I will take every win I can get. Thank you very much.
But no, just to back up your point, it's a pleasure to meet you a couple of weeks ago now.
Yeah, it was good fun. Great seeing all the guys from Apex. Hopefully we can do it again next season. I might even look into going to Sim Expo. So we'll have to wait and see about that.
Tell you what, though, Paul. We've been commentating on Kia races at Interlagos and seeing some big crashes going through Curva de Sol. What's it like actually being in the car when that unfolds in front of you?
Well, unfortunately for me in that second race, I got a meatball from contact from the rear into turn 1, so I was just crawling it round. I was crawling it round the rest of the lap, and I saw it all kicking off in front of me, so I was just back right off, keep out of everybody's way who's actually racing, because I just wanted to get to the pits, take that repair.
Well, you said you're a privateer, but before we let you go, do you want to send a quick shout out to anyone?
Yeah, big thanks to Joe Jimman from 87 Productions who made my paint, and he's a really good guy, so you should check him out. And also CQR Club, always great to get their support, and hopefully we can take it forward and get more people involved with CQR Club, because it's a great setup and it's a great way of improving your driving as well.
Definitely, with the likes of Ash Sutton in the mix. That can always be a good thing. But yeah, well done on the win today, Paul. And yeah, hopefully we'll be chatting to you again next week in Phillip Island.
Yeah, let's hope so. Cheers, guys.
Paul Smith there. And yeah, Alex, try and sum up in a few words the 3 races that we've had tonight at Interlagos.
Yeah, I mean, 3 fantastic races, really. A lot of battling going on out there. Typical Kia action, really. Kia really is one of the best cars for racing on the service. And, another great meeting. So, let's just hope next week is just as much fun.
Yeah, Phillip Island. Usually it's the curtain raiser to a brand new BSR TC season. And to be fair, the racing's pretty good around there, actually. It's a good track for the Kia.
Yeah, again, it's sort of that sort of mixture of corners that sort of open up on the exit when they're sort of high and medium speed corners, so the Kia works quite well through them. And then, a couple of tight hairpin corners which are also good for overtaking. So, yeah, I expect to see a lot of hard battling.
Okay, well, tomorrow on Apex Racing TV, it's Super Sunday, and we have got the IMSA series kicking things off at 4:45 GMT. We're racing at Lime Rock Park, one of the narrowest circuits on the iRacing service. And to tell you what, having Daytona prototypes, German GT3s, and rough C specs all racing around there, could that be replaced by Porsche GT3, or do we reckon it's still going to be the roughs?
It won't be for this week, but I think at some point they're going to change it. But I think iRacing probably won't be able to change things in the database and things like that until the end of the season. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Porsche stays as a fun car for
remainder of this season anyway. Yeah.
So I might be wrong. But
I've just looked. Yeah, it's the rough definitely for tomorrow anyway. But yeah, that kicks off at Lime Rock Park, 4:45 GMT tomorrow, and then we have got at 8 o'clock GMT. We have got the next instalment of the BSR Mazda MX-5 series. We are racing at Brands GP for that one, join me and possibly Dave Christie. I don't know if he'll be joining me unless his PC magically repairs itself in a day.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll see who comes along to join me for that. And then at 8:30, you'll be with Mr. Alex Stimson and Andrew Woodhouse for the latest instalment of the Club 73 Touring Car Championship. And Alex, the Jetta and the Kia seems to be working well so far.
Yeah, another great championship, and well, two great little championships inside that one series, and the multi-class works really well. And last week, just the way that the lap times worked out, is we got a massive amount of action right at the end of the race as they were coming through the field. So it was it was awesome. Let's see what we get this week.
And of course, race 2 features a mandatory pit stop, so you don't want to miss that. That will be getting underway at 8:30 GMT as well on Apex Racing TV. So my thanks to Alex today for holding the fort for all 3 races. Unfortunately, I could only be around for 2, and my thanks to Conrad Venter, who was with us for the opening 2 races of the day. And yeah, the next race meeting will be at Phillip Island next Saturday at 8 PM GMT. So from all of us here at Interlagos, from myself, from Alex, and from Conrad earlier, it is a very good evening to you all.